And now we're going to go on to the fifth and final step of the ADKAR model, which is reinforcement. Reinforcing the change and keeping it in place is crucial for the long-term success of any organizational transformation. Employees must be supported and rewarded for their efforts in adopting and incorporating the new processes, behaviors, and mindsets that are essential for the change to take root. This reinforcement helps to ensure that the change becomes a permanent part of the organization's culture and operations. While it is the final step in the ADKAR model, reinforcement should not be the last thing that you think about. This is something that I like to think about early on in the project, maybe even doing the gap analysis when I know my current state and future state. At this point, I'm beginning to see some of the metrics that we're going to be measuring from an adoption behavior standpoint at the end of the project. I also already know going into it what my project leaders want in terms of the key metrics, KPIs, et cetera, that we're going to be looking toward. With that in mind, there are various things that you can think of up front so that when you get to reinforcement, you're now a consumer of information that you can use to elevate or enhance your project outcomes in an iterative form. Let's say, for example, we're implementing Salesforce for an organization. We know that through Salesforce or really any other kind of CRM platform that is out there, we're going to be able to gather reports, not just tracking are people logging in and logging off, but what types of activity are they logging while they're in the platform itself, right? Are they taking advantage of all of the features? Are they using the features in the correct sequence? Are they taking too long or too short of a time on one specific thing to realize the benefit of the platform that we're implementing? Lots of different questions you can ask based on the change that you're leading. The nice thing is, even though you're planning for all of these things up ahead of time, you're thinking about them with the reinforcement state of mind. For example, with that scenario where we're looking at the KPIs and features for implementing Salesforce, I will know when it is done correctly, this should be able to follow step A, B, C, and D. And at D, it can go from here or here, and then it'll take this much time to complete. Well, when we begin looking at the reports that come out, the first time we're able to see, oh, people are able to get to A, B, and C, but when they get to D, they skip and they go straight to one of these things. Or people can't even make it to B. Whatever it is data is showing you, you now have a way to reinforce it. If you know that people are getting stuck from just going from A to B, then we need to do some reinforcement training in here. So that could be anything between like observing people at their desks and seeing what is it that they're doing, how are they missing it, what didn't we communicate well, to getting feedback and saying, hey, is this working? This is an example of when the war room might come in well, because you could just walk in with your laptop and say, hey, look, it's not doing what we're expecting it to do, right? And so there may be something else wrong, not the adoption perspective, but maybe a technical aspect to it. So even though, again, it doesn't start really kind of shaping up in a very tangible way until the project is live, this is something that you definitely start thinking about early on in the stages.